Closing off 2024 into 2025, is this the moment we really start to see Android phones flex just how good their battery performance is? Well, let's find out in this extreme battery drain test between the Oppo Find X8, the iPhone 16, the Galaxy S24 FE and the Google Pixel 9 on mobile data only with no Wi-Fi option. Let's get into it. No time wasting, let's get into this extreme battery drain test between the Oppo Find X8, the iPhone 16, the Galaxy S24 FE, and the Pixel 9. Now, we'll go through the full parameters of how I set up for this extreme battery drain test afterwards at the end of this test. So be sure to stick around and watch the whole video to know the full parameters. But for now, what you need to know is that we are doing this on mobile data only with no Wi-Fi option. And for our extreme battery drain test, we do shoot it as one continuous video with no cuts and no stops. We only speed up in the important parts so you don't have to sit there for hours like I had to. If you don't believe us, check the live stream below. We did this in real time as a live stream. So if you appreciate the effort that goes into this type of video, then be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on the Lover of Tech channel, especially when it comes to our extreme battery drain test. Road to 100k subscribers is still on the table. 1 month of 2024 left, and all it takes is one good viral video to make it happen. But if not, mid-2025 is fine. Now, we've got 9 tasks, 8 applications, 1 hour each, and the first application that we're going to be running through is TikTok. And like I always say, TikTok is like the wicked Wild West when it comes to consuming content and posting on there. I pretty much don't know how things work. Sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't, but I find myself there from time to time. So if you want to see more related content when it comes to tech from us in vertical form, then be sure to follow us on TikTok at Lover of Tech BA. So now we're running through an hour of TikTok. Where will we be when it comes to the battery percentage, the temperatures, and the percentage of battery loss? Now with the Oppo, it's 94% battery, 25.6 degrees Celsius, minus 6% battery loss. And then on the iPhone 16, it's 92% battery, 25.4 degrees Celsius, minus 8% battery loss. And then on the S24 FE, it's 88% battery, 28.1 degrees Celsius, minus 12% battery loss. And then with the Pixel 9, it's 91% battery, 28.3 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss. Now, at the time of this recording, this is the first extreme battery drain test that we've done on the Oppo Find X8 and the Galaxy S24 FE. This is the second run that we've done on the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. Now, next up is an hour of Instagram Reels. And I've said it, Instagram has easily become pretty much my favorite social media platform at the moment when it comes to keeping up with friends and family, being able to comment in GIFs, and also the amount of memes and reels that I'm sending to my friends and family and keeping up with them. And the most important thing, behind the scenes. If you want to know what we're getting up to at Lover of Tech when it comes to upcoming projects and videos, product launches, and also press trips in different countries, then be sure to follow us on Lover of Tech _BA on Instagram, baby. Now, 85% battery, 26.1 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss on the Oppo Find X8. And then 79% battery, 26.9 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on the iPhone 16. 76% battery, 27.1 degrees Celsius, minus 12% battery loss on the S24 FE. And the Pixel 9 is on 76% battery, 30.2 degrees Celsius, minus 15% battery loss. So the Oppo, the most efficient run, then followed by the S24 FE, then the iPhone 16 and the Pixel 9. Boy, things are going to be very interesting in how they're going to swing across these devices. So let's run it through. The next is going to be an hour of Instagram Live, and it's probably one of the most difficult parts of our extreme battery drain test, and it's something I do on a regular basis. Again, we're still on mobile data, no Wi-Fi option, and it's something I do on a regular basis where I like to collaborative live stream with my content creator peers, and also just have Q&A and engage with our followers and audiences. It just brings a much more personal touch when we do that. So it's something I do on a regular basis. So we're pretty much going to be going through an hour of Instagram Live. What's it gonna actually take out of these batteries? It's quite intense, and you'll be surprised when it comes to how it really works it. So when we get to the 3-hour mark, we are looking at 71% battery, 30.6 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss on the Oppo, 57% battery, 32.4 degrees Celsius, minus 22% battery loss on the iPhone. You see right there. 55% battery, 33.3 degrees Celsius, minus 21% battery loss on the S24 FE, and then 59% battery, 32.6 degrees Celsius, minus 17% battery loss on the Pixel 9. So you can see it's very intense, and it was very intense on the iPhone and the Samsung. iPhone being the least efficient, then followed by the Samsung, then the Pixel, and the most efficient was the Oppo Find X8. The Oppo Find X8 is in for a long one because, boy, it still has slightly over 70% battery after 3 hours compared to others where they're hitting in their 50% double digits range. Boy, let's see how things go. Let's move over to YouTube, and we are streaming one of our definitive camera comparisons, and this is with the S24 Ultra when it first came out at the beginning of January 2024, and we're doing this at 1440p 60 FPS, and this is a full screen experience, and this is probably going to be the one that taxes the modem the most and uses the most amount of mobile data out of all the tasks. YouTube is quite intense when it comes to that full screen experience, modem and data usage. So it's gonna be interesting after 1 hour where we are pretty much gonna be when it comes to the battery percentage, temperature, and the percentage of battery loss. After that, hitting the 4 hour mark is 59% battery, 26.4 degrees Celsius, minus 12% battery loss on the Oppo, 44% battery, 21.5 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on the iPhone, and then 42% battery, 25.3 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on the S24 FE from Samsung, and then 45% battery, 27.0 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss on the Pixel. Again, things are running through, and this Oppo Find X8 is telling me that, look, you better buckle up, Dorothy, because Kansas City is going bye-bye. You are going to be here for a while. Next is going to be 1 hour of YouTube music, and of course this is definitely one of my favorite rap projects and albums of all time, Kanye West's College Dropout. And I'm telling you, I always say this, these extreme battery drain tests, the consistency of how I've been doing the back-to-back throughout the whole of 2024, when starting at late 2023, it's not easy. And this album is not only timeless, but it gives me the most encouragement to boost and do this through so I don't let you down as my audience. And boy, it really does do that when it comes to just how good this album is. If you know about Kanye West's College Dropout, let me know your favorite track in the comment section below. After 1 hour, 49% battery, 27.0 degrees Celsius, minus 10% battery loss on the Oppo, 26% battery, 31.0 degrees Celsius, minus 18% battery loss on the iPhone, and then 29% battery, 28.4 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on the S24 FE, and then 31% battery, 30.0 degrees Celsius, minus 14% battery loss on the Pixel 9. So yeah, we are pretty much in this scenario and situation right now. Things are going to be coming through and seeing where they're going to be ending and plateauing out. But the Oppo Find X8, it's looking to be a beast. Next is an hour of Twitter Spaces, or is it X Spaces? Are you old school with Twitter or new school with X? Let me know in the comment section below. This is basically like a chat room service where you can pretty much create a chat room with a specific topic, and your peers and also followers can join in and listen, discuss about a specific topic. For me, it's going to be what's happening in the world of tech and content creation. And I do this on a regular basis when I get a chance, especially this is still the part of Twitter that I enjoy the most. Everything else I kind of stay away from. So after an hour of X or Twitter Spaces, it's 39% battery, 30.7 degrees Celsius, minus 10% battery loss on the Oppo Find X8, and then 14% battery, 30.5 degrees Celsius, minus 12% battery loss on the iPhone 16, and then 20% battery, 28.8 degrees Celsius, minus 9% battery loss on the S24 FE. And then what we have here is 18% battery, 33.0 degrees Celsius, minus 13% battery loss on the Pixel 9. Now, we're getting into one of the most intensive parts, which is the camera recorded in 4K 60 FPS. And now pushing it through after 15 minutes, it's 34% battery, 38.6 degrees Celsius on the Oppo, and then 10% battery on the iPhone, 33.3 degrees Celsius. And then we've got 13% battery, 37.1 degrees Celsius on the Galaxy S24 FE, and then 12% battery, 40.8 degrees Celsius on the Pixel 9. As we're pretty much pushing through, this is going to be interesting. Now, most Android phones tend to need between 24 to 27% battery to get through a whole hour 4K 30 or 4K 60 recording. So by the looks of it, the Oppo Find X8 is going to be cruising through no problem. It's really the iPhone, the Samsung, and the Pixel that we've got to pay attention to see who's going to win it out. Are they going to make it to the next 15-minute interval at 6.5 hours? As we're pretty much looking at it, it looks like they're fine once we get there. 27% battery, 38.6 degrees Celsius on the Oppo, 5% battery, and then we've got 33.3 degrees Celsius on the iPhone, 7% battery, 37.1 degrees Celsius on the Samsung, and a 6% battery, 40.8 degrees Celsius on the Pixel 9. The Pixel 9 is getting toasty. And does it look like things are pretty much going to be on the side of Samsung beating an iPhone in a battery drain test in this range? Okay, next is the Pixel 9. It packs in at 6 hours, 42 minutes and 8 seconds, a final temperature reading of 42.2 degrees Celsius. And in fourth place is the Google Pixel 9. Par for the course based on historic data and times that we've tested it. So it looks like it's doing what it's doing when it comes to battery. Now we get to the next interval. It's that 6 hours and 46 minutes and it's 21% battery on the Oppo, 43.4 degrees Celsius on the temperature, 2% battery, 35.5 degrees Celsius on the iPhone, and then 2% battery, 40.7 degrees Celsius on the S24 FE. The S24 FE is getting toasty and hot. Is it gonna actually hold its own? This is gonna be neck and neck between Samsung and iPhone. Place your bets right now without actually going forward and seeing who do you think is gonna take the win. In this particular situation, the first phone to pack between the Apple and also the Samsung is iPhone. 6 hours, 51 minutes and 43 seconds, a final temperature reading of 35.8 degrees Celsius. In third place is the iPhone 16. So yeah, it looks like Samsung beat it out, but how far is it gonna go ahead before it packs in? And it packs in at the 6 hour mark, 53 minutes, 45 seconds, a final temperature reading of 41.5 degrees Celsius. In second place is the Galaxy S24 FE from Samsung. Now, the 7 hour mark, Oppo is just chilling. After 7 hours, 15% battery, 44.9 degrees Celsius, minus 24% battery loss. Like I said, you need somewhere between around 24 to 27% battery to get through an hour 4K 60 recording, 4K 30 recording on the Android phones, and the Oppo Find X8 had no problem. Next is another intensive part, gaming at maximum, and I mean maximum settings on the Oppo Find X8. We are gaming with Asphalt Unite, and this is pretty much going to be interesting. Is it just going to follow the suit of what it did with the Find X8 Pro? If not, go watch that extreme battery drain test. Is it going to make it through a whole hour of gaming when it comes to Asphalt Unite? Well, let's see it push through. As we're pretty much getting through, it does pack in at the 7 hour mark, 51 minutes, 22 seconds, a final temperature reading of 41.5 degrees Celsius. In first place is the Oppo Find X8. So in fourth place is the Google Pixel 9 with a finishing time of 6 hours, 42 minutes and 8 seconds. And I think this is such a good improvement when it comes to battery life performance on the current Pixel devices. And this is a great place for Google to be. They just need to keep pushing, improving, and if they can and where they can do, put bigger batteries and optimize it more and put more efficient chipsets as we go. But for now, for this battery drain test on this run, we did get fourth place on the Pixel 9, finishing time 6 hours, 42 minutes and 8 seconds. So in third place is the iPhone 16 with a finishing time of 4 hours, 51 minutes and 43 seconds. Previously, compared to the iPhone 15, on this run, we'll be getting somewhere like 4.5, maybe 4 hours and 45 minutes at best. So this is a great redemption arc for the iPhone 16 and a great improvement when it comes to battery life. Yes, I do wish it had a 90 Hz or 120 Hz display, but for now, for what we have, this is a great improvement to battery life. And on this run, it's third place, finishing time 6 hours, 51 minutes and 43 seconds. So in second place is the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE with a finishing time of 6 hours, 53 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm going to be the first one to say I'm ridiculously surprised by just how good the battery life is on the Galaxy S24 FE. To almost get through an hour 4K 60 recording is no easy task, and to make it almost to the gaming section, boy, Samsung have done a very good job in terms of packaging and optimizing this, and I'm very impressed for it to be out the Pixel and the iPhone. This is a good look. In this run, second place goes to the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, finishing time 6 hours, 53 minutes and 45 seconds. So in first place is the Oppo Find X8 with a finishing time of 7 hours, 51 minutes and 22 seconds. Now, whatever Oppo have done with the battery tech, chipset optimization and software is nothing short of incredible. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about extremely good battery life. So yeah, first place goes to the Oppo Find X8, finishing time 7 hours, 51 minutes and 22 seconds. Now for the moment of truth. What were the exact parameters that we used to set up to run this extreme battery drain test? As stated first, we are doing this on mobile data only with no Wi-Fi option. This is all running on Vodafone UK's 4G network on prepaid, and they are on the £10 big value bundle on the same data plan, which is 7 GB across the board. Next is the display brightness calibration. Now, all manners of automatic brightness, adaptive brightness, and true tone have been disabled, and with a clear white background, we have calibrated it as close to 200 nits as possible across all these devices. Now for the overall and rest of the settings, starting with the Oppo Find X8. With the display, with the resolution, we have left it in the standard resolution, which is 2374 by 1080p. We've disabled the adaptive details enhancement toggle, and of course, when it comes to the high refresh rate 120 Hz, we have left it on the auto select. Next to the most important part is the battery settings. Now with the battery mode, there are 4 modes on the Find X8, which is the high performance mode, the balance mode, the power saver mode, and the super power saver mode. By default, it is on the balance mode. And because this is the first extreme battery drain test we are running, we are going to be keeping it in the default mode. We've also disabled the video battery saver toggle as well. And of course, this being a new device, the battery health is 100%, and this is an indicator that you can see in the battery settings on the Oppo Find X8 ColorOS software. And speaking of software, at the time of this recording, this is on the latest Android 15 ColorOS 15 version available. Next is the iPhone 16, and iPhones are pretty straightforward, especially when it comes to the iPhone 16. It does have a 60 Hz refresh rate. It doesn't support 90 or 120 Hz. You cannot change the screen refresh rate or the screen resolution. When it comes to battery health, it's 100%, and at the time of doing this extreme battery drain test run, it did only have 5 charge cycles on there. And as stated before, any form of adaptive brightness, auto brightness has been disabled, true tone has been disabled, the screen has been calibrated evenly, and at the time of doing this, it was running on iOS 18.1. Next is the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. When it comes to the screen resolution, it is fixed at 1080p, and we've left the refresh rate at 120 Hz adaptive refresh. All power saving settings have been toggled off to give the most consistent battery run, with toggle settings like turning off the always on display, limiting the CPU speed to 70%, decreasing brightness by 10%, all have been disabled. Next, and also the most important thing, is the performance profile. Under device care, we have left the performance profile on standard. Since this is the first extreme battery drain test that we are running on the S24 FE, we are leaving it on the default standard, but if we do a follow-up, we'll change it to the light performance profile to see if it helps it anyway, and to see if it can break the 7-hour barrier with it on light performance profile. And at the time of this recording, the software available is the October update running on One UI 6.1 based on Android 14. Next is the Pixel 9. When it comes to the display, it is fixed at their 1080p resolution. You can't change the resolution. And out of the box, it is actually running at 60 Hz, but we have toggled the 120 Hz smooth display option for the Pixel 9. And for the battery, any form of adaptive battery setting toggle has been disabled for the most consistent battery run for this extreme battery drain test. And at the time of this recording, it is running the latest November software update on Android 15. And a quick look at the Geekbench 6 scores across the board. With the Find X8, this was done in the high performance mode. A friendly reminder and a quick rundown of the specs, performance, and battery, starting with the Oppo Find X8. This is powered by MediaTek's Dimensity 9400 with 16 GB of RAM, my model with 512 GB of storage, and it is packing a 5630 mAh battery. For the iPhone 16, it is powered by Apple's A18 chipset with 8 GB of RAM, my model with 128 GB of storage, and it is packing a 3561 mAh battery. And for the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, it is powered by Samsung's Exynos 2400E with 8 GB of RAM, my model with 128 GB of storage, and it is packing a 4700 mAh battery. For the Google Pixel 9, it is powered by Google's Tensor G4 chipset with 12 GB of RAM, my model with 256 GB of storage, and it is packing a 4700 mAh battery. Now that is it with this extreme battery drain test between the Oppo Find X8, the iPhone 16, the S24 FE and the Pixel 9. Let me know your thoughts of this in the comment section below. That's it from me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.